Hello, vinyl community people. It's Mike, MGK Boston, back with another video. Wasn't really going to do a video today, but the weather's kind of dreary, crappy, and yeah, the Patriots aren't playing right now. Football, they played on Thursday and they actually won a game for a change. So today's game, Patty's excited because the Kansas City Chiefs are playing the Buffalo Bills today. She's not so excited about that, but she's really excited about Travis Kelce, because Travis Kelce, arguably the best tight end in the NFL since my friend Rob Gronkowski retired, but he's also Taylor Swift's boyfriend. So yeah, Taylor Swift will be there, and Patty follows this famous couple, and yeah, she likes the Kansas City Chiefs a bit too, I guess. But anyway, so that's what we're doing today. That's not till around 4 o'clock. But anyway, I wanted to do another one of this alphabet thread that my friend Jacob over in Denmark, he started. So yesterday I did the letter F. So what comes after F? Well, the letter G. So I mentioned yesterday in my F video, I showed an old Fleetwood Mac album with this guy. This is Peter Green, who had left. He left about 1970. Guy basically went a little nuts, like I said, in a cloud of LSD, right? So anyway, like Syd Barrett, Pink Floyd, that kind of thing. Only he actually did some recording later on. However, it was kind of sporadic, but this one came out in 1985. He formed a band. This was a one-off. It was called Peter Green's Kathmandu. It's been reissued several times. This is a reissue from 1996, of course, on compact disc. Gives a little blurb about the band on the back here. Not sure about the other sidemen in this, but of course Green does some singing on this and plays lead guitar. So there's some blues standards. This is a blues album. So there's some standards on here like Dust My Room. That's an Elmore James tune. Stranger's Blues. That's another good one on here. Boogie All the Way is another good one too on this. So it's Peter Green's Kathmandu. Kicking off the letter G. Gee whiz. All right. Yes, some outlaw country for you. It's the first solo album from Tom Paul Glaser. This one's 1973, the release on this one. It's just called Charlie. Really good. Friend of Waylon Jennings, not as famous, but in that same vein of outlaw country, there he is with his big car, big dude. Yeah, so he was a really good singer. I've got 4 or 5 Tom Paul Glaser albums. They're hard to find out in the wild, but I picked these up at an estate sale, and I got lucky they were all together. So I got a bunch of them together, and they're all in good shape. Yeah, original copies, of course. So there he is, the outlaw himself. This is a really excellent album, like they all are in my mind, my opinion. The lead song, Charlie's okay. It's probably the weakest song on this album, actually, for me. But Mr. Lonesome, and then there's another tune called An Ode to My Notorious Youth. A lot of these songs read kind of biographical about his life. He was notoriously a wild guy. Well, he was an outlaw country guy, right? Loved to party, and he was known for it. Get in trouble, too, once in a while. Another tune on here worth looking up is Let It Be Pretty, too. It's just too short. That's my only complaint about that. Yeah, the whole playing time of this record's only about 35 minutes, if that. Yeah, so anyway, and there's a little note from Tom Paul here on the back. And there he is again. So, Glaser for G, yes. So not to step on any toes, because there's already one king of box sets in the vinyl community, and we all know Steve at All the World's a Stage, but I have a box set, right? This is Stan Getz. This is one of those book of the month things. Got a really screaming deal on this. I had a lot of these songs, but it's nice to have them all in one place. And the book of the month club, if you ever see these, they're really well done, well put together. I got this whole set for $10, and it's like new. This beautiful book. There's a young Stan right there. Lots of great photos in here from his first days as a young man in his teens playing with Jack Teagarden and his orchestra to the later stuff. So here he is here. This is 1972, backstage somewhere with Benny Goodman. There's Benny and his clarinet, and of course Stan and his saxophone. Arguably, from my mind, that early 70s Stan Getz, when he started to do a little, not free jazz, but a little more far out. That's the peak for me with Stan. And here he is here with Miles Davis. You can see that right here. That's a really great shot too. Yeah, so yeah, Stan Getz box set. I recommend a song, why not, since we're here. I'm Late. That's really good. Kicks off record 1. Really excellent. So yeah, box sets. I'm not the king of them, but I have a couple. All right. Little French import here. This is just a compilation from 1976 on Polydor. Of course, I got this used. I had to do some repair work on the sleeve, but otherwise it's in really good condition. En français, du disque. Yeah, so it's just a compilation of Rory Gallagher's work up until this point. So it's just kind of a cool multi-shot of Rory right here in his happier days. Yeah, so if you know Rory Gallagher, you're gonna know these songs. Can't Believe It's True, Bullfrog Blues, that's one of his biggest ones, one of my favorites too. Born on the Wrong Side of Time too, and yeah, Don't Know Where I'm Going. So it's a 2-record set, like I said, on Polydor. French Polydor, I should say, because this is imported from France, yes. All right, so that's Rory Gallagher for G, all right. Notice that's the surname, Gallagher. Just make note of that for your filing. Godfathers, debut 1988. These guys, British kind of pop rock, not alternative rock, mostly I would call these guys. Yeah, kind of punky, if you will. Birth, school, work, death. Yes, that's what we all have to look forward to, right? This life continuum that we're all in. This is kind of cool what they did on the inside. I remember this. I haven't looked at this in a while, but it's all the band members' photos when they were kids. That's kind of cool. So these guys were from England. Big single was the title track, Birth, School, Work, Death. And what was the other one on here? Tell Me Why. Yeah, and It's So Hard. It's all like this power pop punky kind of sound. They were still active into, well, I think up until around 2020. Don't know what happened to them. They still put out some more records. I only had this debut. I bought this when I was in university. Good party album. Birth, School, Work, Death. Despite the title, it's actually pretty upbeat music. All right. Yes. There's Belinda up there. These are our old friends. Got a double G here. Go-Go's. Go-Go's. And there's Belinda having a bath, have a soak. There's Jane Weedland, her buddy right there. Everybody's a rub-a-dub-dub. All the ladies in the tub. This is, of course, Beauty and the Beat. Their debut from 1981. Of course, on the IRS label. And then after they're doing their nails here. Cool. Yeah, there's the IRS logo. All right. Of course, We Got the Beat was a huge single on this. What else here? This Town was a good song. Skid Marks on My Heart. That's a good one too. Love it. Really good pop music. Bought that when it came out. I would have barely been in high school at that point. So I still have my original copy. And it's still in very good condition. Double G for the Go-Go's. Back to the homeland for me. It's the Guess Who. Straight out of Winnipeg, Manitoba. Yeah, so this was after Randy Bachman had left. This single live, it's just a gatefold. I always forget that it's not a double, it's just a single, but there's a bunch of photos of the band. So yeah, like I said, Randy Bachman at this point was out. This was 1972. I'm trying to think who the guy that came in to replace him was. I should have looked that up before, but I just threw this video together in 5 minutes. Oh yeah, it's a guy named Kurt Winter. Really good on the guitar. Actually, there's two guitar players, two guys on lead. There's so they have a dual kind of a Scorpions. Not that they sound like the Scorpions, but when you have two lead guitars, it's really cool. They're dueling it out here. So the other guy's name is Don McDougall and Kurt Winter. There they are down there in front of the marquee, and the show was sold out. So this was, again, like I said, live at the Paramount Theater. It's in Seattle, Washington. Don't know if that venue still exists. Maybe Trevor over at Flat Round and Spun. Trevor, does that venue still exist? Because I know you live in Seattle. Chime in the comments and let me know. So yeah, live at the Paramount. Of course, they're all here, like New Mother Nature. They were really at their peak at this point. There's Burton Cummings right down there in the front. Burton later, of course, went on to have a very successful solo career. Didn't rock as hard as the Guess Who, but he still had his moments. Running back to Saskatoon. And of course, there's like a 17 or 18 minute jam of American Woman on this too. That's on the inside here. Yeah, this is a cool label. I don't know this label. Nimbus 9. If anybody's ever seen that before, let me know. I've never seen that except on this record. Nimbus 9. Don't know that label at all. Could have been a division of something bigger. Don't know, but it says this was manufactured in Canada by RCA, but I don't know. Nimbus 9. All right, rocking hard here. Grand Funk Railroad, yes. Live album, double live album, in fact, from 1970. The great Mark Farner, lead vocals and guitar. What's on here? So my favorite on there, if I had to pick one, is the 12-minute and 22-second jam, Inside Looking Out. That is a hammer coming down, man. Woo, that's a loud one. Yeah, the old Capitol logo right there. It's pretty cool. Oh yeah, so you can see Heartbreaker into Inside Looking Out. Not the Led Zeppelin Heartbreaker, it's their own. So yeah, really cool. Yeah, this Heartbreaker was written by Mark Farner on the case of this album. So yeah, we'll deal with that later. It's Grand Funk live album, 1970. Grand Funk for G. All right, heading back over to England here. It's the debut from Generation X. There's the man right there, Billy Idol. He would soon after this one, in 1978, this one came out. He was going to be a worldwide success, right? MTV, the whole 9 yards, wine, women, and song. And he really did do it up big time, big party animal. Give Me Some Truth, Wild Youth, Ready, Steady, Go, Kleenex, and then the Wild Dub's a cool one on here. And Youth, Youth, Youth. Actually, 6 minutes is long for a punk song. That's Youth, Youth, Youth. And that finishes off the album right here. Not much in the way of liner notes on here. You can see here it was the, what label's that? I don't even know what label that is. It's Synrom for MCA. Oh, it's Chrysalis. Yeah, should have known that right there. So anyway, that's Generation X for G. And that is Billy Idol. Yes, Jerry Garcia. Wouldn't be the letter G if I didn't mention Jerry Garcia. Here he is with his buddy David Grisman in 1991. David Grisman was mostly a bluegrass guy, known for playing the mandolin. You can see there he is, David Grisman with the mandolin, and there's Jerry with his guitar. But Jerry was proficient in both of those instruments as well, and he had a love for bluegrass. So this collaboration at the time made sense. I am not a big bluegrass guy, but this album plays pretty well. Sometimes I find bluegrass a little too busy. There is a violin player on here, and there's a drummer too, rounding out this quartet. So a guy named Joe Craven on percussion and Jim Kerwin on bass and fiddle. So yeah, rounding out the rhythm section. So Thrill Is Gone, that's a good tune on here. They do a nice version of Grateful Dead's Friend of the Devil. And yeah, it's good. Grisman, Garcia, it's kind of cool embedded on the CD itself. So yeah, I bought that back when it came out. So I've had this for a long time. So double G's there, Garcia and Grisman. All right, one more Garcia. Live at the Keystone with his friend Merle Saunders on the keys. There's Merle right there. So later on, Jerry Garcia, like mid-80s, later on into the 90s. Still, he had the Jerry Garcia band going all the time. And Merle was out at that point, and then he had Big Melvin Seals coming in on keyboards. Another legend there too, but these shots backstage are just, this is terrific. Looks like you got a nun here, and there's Jerry over here. There's Merle Saunders, and there's a cop right there in case anybody gets out of line. Looks like a fun party backstage, right? Where they were in Berkeley, California, at the Keystone Theater. I'm pretty sure that venue is gone now. So yeah, of course, his longtime bass player, John Kahn, is on this. And this guy, Bill Vitt on drums. Oh, look at this. I didn't realize this. There's David Grisman, the guy I just mentioned, playing mandolin on this. I never realized that. So this is, of course, 1972, the release date on this one, like I said. And Positively 4th Street, the Dylan tune, they do a good version of that. The Harder They Come, they do a version of that. That's a Jimmy Cliff tune. And they do a nice version of the traditional My Funny Valentine. And That's All Right Mama, they do a good jamming version of that on here. And that's Jerry Garcia with Merle Saunders, John Kahn, and Bill Vitt live at the Keystone. Really great live album. Double live album. All right. Wouldn't be one of my videos if I didn't throw in some jazz for Gary over at Physical Format. He loves his jazz. It's a double G. We got Grant Green. It's 2 quartets. It's a double CD set. This is released. My jewel box is broken. On Blue Note. So the one, it's with 1 quartet, and then disc 2 is with a different one. I prefer disc 1 in this set because it's got Art Blakey on drums, and I'm a big fan of Art Blakey. And then you got Sonny Clark on piano. He plays on both discs on this one. So yeah, really good set. I Concentrate on You. That's a Cole Porter tune. I Concentrate on You, the vocal. Look up the Frank Sinatra version of that. That's a really good Frank Sinatra tune. Shadrach, What Is This Thing Called Love? Now that's another Cole Porter tune. And they do actually a really good version of Henry Mancini's Moon River on this one. So clocking in at around 6 minutes. And Oleo, Oleo, that's a really good one too with Sonny Rollins. Original right there. So yeah, double G for Grant Green on Blue Note. All right, lastly, yes, it's the final, still hooked on phonics from yesterday. The final album with Peter Gabriel before he would depart Genesis, and he went out with a bang with this double concept album, and it's of course called The Lamb Lies Down on Broadway. Everybody knows this album. I can't say much more about it. Here's the story on the inside. He actually tried to have this made into a feature film that died in the ideas phase and never made it to the big screen. The guy that did The Exorcist, William Friedkin, was involved in it, but then it shit canned. It didn't go anywhere. So anyway, it's Lamb Lies Down on Broadway, the final album with Peter Gabriel. And then, of course, we all know what happened then. Phil Collins came in on vocals and drums, of course. He just stepped up away from the kit and was the singer. So anyway, and then Gabriel's solo career, blah, 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 and on it goes. So anyway, go over and check out Jacob's music channel. He's going through the alphabet. I'm getting ahead of you here, Jacob. I'm sorry, I didn't want to go back, so I did F yesterday and then G today, right? Gee whiz. So anyway, hope you are having a good Sunday, rounding out your weekend. Sunday fun day, like we say here. And yeah, have some fun, and I'll see you next time.